Everybody, David here, back with another travel video or travel hangout. We're going to talk about the Amex Platinum and the Amex Gold as a tandem, so tandem cards. I think, did I? Yeah, okay, I updated my title. I wasn't sure that I did that. But yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to put these two cards, I'm going to tell you some of the benefits of both cards, and then explain to you why I think it's the best tandem that's out there when it comes to cards. Now, I will preface this by saying I don't have either card, okay? So I'm basing this on just the information that's provided as far as the benefits. But I do have, I have the Chase ecosystem. Okay, I really like that ecosystem. I've stayed with them for just been the last 2 years. And I'm very happy with them, but I'm at a point now where I need to start looking at some other cards. Not that I'm going to leave Chase. I'm still going to keep the Chase ecosystem that I have. But I want more cards basically, and these are the two cards that are on the top of my list. So I will be getting them in the future. And so that's why I wanted to kind of go over why I think it's the best tandem out there. Now, this is a hangout, okay? So this is participation. If you guys come in, just let me know you're here by saying hello. So it's all about participation. I want to know what your input is. So what do you think is the best card or the best tandem cards out there? So we're talking about two cards now, two cards that work together. So Chase has some cards that work together. Let's see if those cards are better or these cards are better. We're going to keep going. I'm going to give you the information that I have with the Amex, and then we'll go from there. Jenkins, what's going on? This is Ace. What's up, buddy? You should be enjoying Colombia right now, brother. Shoot. So yeah, I want to make sure that we talk about those two cards because that's when it comes to a lot of people, American Express or Chase. Those are kind of the two big players, and I think what American Express just did was a really good thing. And I shouldn't say just did. A couple of months back, what they did with the Amex Gold, I think, really changed how people look at travel credit cards. Because now you have an Amex Gold card that will really give you some real good earn possibility. And that really hurts Chase. The only thing is I haven't seen Chase respond yet. So that's where we are with that. Lionel, what's going on, buddy? All right, so we're going to get into this in a minute. As soon as I make sure everything is working right here, then we will definitely get started here. I need to learn more about travel cards. That's right, brother. You travel all over the world. If you guys don't know, this is Ace. He's got a channel, and he's got a real good channel, actually. He travels the world, goes to Colombia, and we met up in Colombia a couple of weeks ago. Real nice guy, so check out his channel. I'm gonna post a link right now so you guys can know where he's coming from. But he's got some real good content, and right now he's on the run. So he's in Colombia, but he's gonna be traveling to some other countries. So if you really like travel stuff, you're gonna love his channel. Let me pull up his stuff real quick. But yeah, so we'll get started momentarily. Sky, what's going on? Let's see. Yeah, we'll get started momentarily here. And this is Ace is almost at 10,000 subscribers, so you guys got to help him get there. So check his channel out after this video, of course, and then go ahead and subscribe to his channel. All right, so there we go. I think that link should work. All right, so yeah, that's what we'll be talking about today. We're going to be talking about the Amex Platinum and the Amex Gold and why I think those are really good cards if you want to get like a tandem. And the thing that what Amex did is their cards kind of have to work together. They don't really give you that many benefits as far as earn possibility alone. So if you have the Amex Platinum, it's a great card to have. But as far as anytime Ace, anytime, brother. As far as the benefits, the earn possibility, they kind of don't give you that much, okay? And we'll talk about that right now when we get into it. But yeah, definitely these cards are good. Now, like I said, this is a hangout. We're all here having a good time. We want to talk about travel credit cards. We want to talk about travel. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your input is. What cards do you think are the two great tandem cards? Now these cards have to work together, so it can't be just two cards. Oh, well, I think the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Amex Platinum. Those are two great cards. I agree with you, but they don't work together. So I want cards that work together work together in a sense to make this tandem work. Okay. Let's see here. One more thing, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, we drop it here. Okay. All right, I just lost that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to take a look at the Amex Platinum first. And now, if you are new to travel credit cards, Amex Platinum is probably a little bit too much for you, okay? And when I say that, I mean you have to look at the annual fee. You have to look at how to use the card. So when you get these cards, when you get like a top tier card, like an Amex Platinum, Chase Sapphire Reserve, a City Prestige, those are top tier cards, $550 annual fee or $450 annual fee for the Chase Sapphire Reserve. These are cards that you really need to know the benefits right off the bat, because you're going to have to pay that annual fee right off the bat. And what I tell people when you start looking into getting these cards, you want to maximize the benefits in order to bring that effective or the annual fee down to zero if possible. And so you want to get all the benefits that you can out of the card. So the reason I say that is because some people might get the card, say, okay, I'm going to get the card, I'm going to hit the minimum spend, I'll get the bonus, and they're not doing too much with the card, or they don't travel that much. So if they don't travel that much, you're not going to really get all the benefits of that $550 that you spent, or for the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the $450 that you spent. You're not going to get the benefits if you don't know how to utilize the card. So it might not be the best card to get as your first card, but in the future, in the long term, in the long run, let's say you get the Amex Gold first and then you get the Amex Platinum, then you'll know a little bit better how to use the Amex Platinum. Okay, so let's take a look at the Amex Platinum here. Is this the business card? I almost said business. Is this the business card? This is the business card, so this is not the one that we want to look at. We'll go ahead and pull up the correct card here. So bear with me. If you guys do come in the chat, I see there's people here. Just let me know you're here by saying hello. And if you are new to the chat, let me know where you're coming from. What country, what state. Let's see. Amex Platinum. Let's see. I don't know why it automatically gave me the business card. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, because I just typed in Google just like I did right here. Maybe I just clicked on it. I wasn't looking. I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, so here we go. So Amex Platinum, and great card. I will be getting this card soon. Lion, how you doing? Gabriel, what's going on, buddy? Key, what's up? San Francisco, Bay Area. All right, we got West Coast in the house, and from Detroit. Gabriel's from Detroit. All right, cool. So I appreciate you guys from the East Coast being up, or I know Detroit's not the East Coast, but you get what I'm saying. You're a little later in time than we are, so I appreciate you stopping by. Okay, let's see. Now, as far as the Amex Platinum, the first thing I always look at is the annual fee, and I kind of talked about it a little bit. What's going on? Who's that? Fresh. What's up, buddy? Yeah, so when it comes to Amex Platinum, $550 annual fee, yes, you're going to have to pay that, and you have to pay that up front. So usually it takes about a month, and then that will hit your account. That does not include, that $550 doesn't include like whatever the minimum spend is. So in this case, the minimum spend is $5,000 within the first 3 months. That $550 does not go toward that. So keep that in mind as well. So if you're trying to hit that minimum spend, and let's say $5,000 is, for some people, that's pretty steep. You know, $5,000 in the first 3 months, you might not have spending habits that will allow you to hit that. So if that's your situation, there are there's really two ways to kind of go about it. One way is to kind of wait until you have something big to purchase and make sure you have the money in the bank. This is a charge card. So the American Express Platinum card's a charge card, which means there's no carryover. Okay, I know the Amex Gold does have kind of a little setup where you can carry it over a little bit. I don't know much about that. I don't have the Amex Gold card, but you got to pay this up every month. So you can't get in a spot where you spent all this money on this credit card and now on this charge card and now you can't pay it off, because they will ding you with a late fee, as well as they could just close your account. And if they close your account, you have points in your account. It's not a good situation. So make sure you can pay it off. So one thing that I would do is I'd wait till I have a big purchase. I wait until I have that cash on hand, and then I would get the card and then go ahead, make that purchase, pay it off. That's one way. The other way is family members, and I'm not going to say friends. I'm going to say family members or friends that you know really, really well that can give you that money up front and then go with it like that. So they give you the money up front, you go ahead and make the purchase, and then you pay off your credit card. So you can use your friends or family if you want to do that in order to hit the minimum spend. You have to hit the minimum spend. You have to hit that $5,000 within 3 months. If you don't, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. So don't bank on, I can still get the card. I can try to hit the minimum spend, but if I don't hit it, well, I still have the card and I can still earn points. It's going to take you a while to earn enough points to really book a nice vacation. So make sure you work on that. Make sure you can hit the minimum spend. What I tell other people, Marshawn, what's going on, brother? What I tell other people is just do a test run for 3 months. Don't use the card, or don't get the card. Just do a test run for 3 months. See what your spending habits are, and if your spending habits are going to easily get you to that 5,000, then go with it. But if you can't, if it's close, don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't get the card. Get a lesser card. Maybe start with an airline card. Airline cards are generally an airline or hotel card. They're generally lower minimum spend, $2,000, $3,000. Hit that minimum spend on those cards. You're gonna want, when you get in the whole travel credit card game, you're gonna want to have at least a hotel card and an airline card. The main reason for that is you're going to what I do is I make a commitment with an airline. So I'm saying, okay, I'm going to fly with United. I made that commitment. I get the card. Now I'm flying. Most of my flights are going to be with United. You have that airline credit card. You're going to get the free check bags. You're going to get the priority boarding. So you're going to get some benefits just having the card. So I don't use, I have the United card right now. I have the American Airlines card right now. I don't use those cards. Well, the United card I'm using right now only because I'm still trying to hit that minimum spend. But the American Airlines card I don't use it. Very rarely will I ever use it. It's funny, but I had the card and I just had it in my, I've only used it, in the last year and a half, I've only used it once. And it just happened to be that I had it in my car and I needed gas and I forgot to bring my wallet. And so that's the only reason that I used it. So that being said, yes, make sure you can hit the minimum spend. If you can't hit the minimum spend, it's not worth getting the card, or it's not. You're really gonna be hurting if you can't hit it. So make sure you can. So that's why I said this is a card that's geared more toward people who know, they've had the cards before, they know what's going on, and that's kind of where they are. They know that they can hit that minimum spend, so it's not going to be a problem. But if you're kind of unsure, don't jump in and get this card. You will regret it, I'm telling you. Maine, what's going on? All right, so we talked about it, $550. That's going to be right up front. So about the first month, you're going to have to pay that. The next thing that we look at is the minimum spend. So you're going to get 75,000 points. That's after spending $5,000 within the first 3 months. That is a really good sign-up bonus. Okay, 75,000 points is the way that I explain to most people. 25,000 points will get you a round-trip ticket anywhere in the U.S. with the exception of Hawaii and Alaska. Hawaii and Alaska will cost you a little bit more. Hawaii will probably go for about maybe 35,000 to 40,000 for a round-trip ticket, and we're talking economy seat. So you can see right there, 75,000 points. If I want to fly anywhere in the U.S., I'll have 3 round-trip tickets. So that's a real good deal. Now, I recently went to Colombia, and when I went to Colombia, I used points to get there, and it cost me. Now I'm flying business class to Colombia. It cost me 70,000 points. Okay, so it kind of gives you an idea. If you want to fly business class to South America, it's about 70,000 points. Now, if you want to go overseas, let's say you want to go to Thailand. I went to Thailand. Thailand costs one way. It's more expensive or more points you're going to have to use, but one way is probably about 80,000 points. Okay, so this is about a one-way, almost enough to get a one-way business class. Now I'm talking business class. Now if you're gonna fly economy, and I say business / first class. Okay. Now if you want to fly economy, it's probably going to be about 40,000 points to go to Thailand. So that's not that bad. Now 40,000 one way, 40,000 back. So 80,000 total for round trip ticket, and it would be about 80,000 just for one way on a business class ticket. So I don't always fly business class. I pick and choose. And in certain situations, I might fly business class. What I like to do a lot is fly wherever my destination is. If it's a far destination, 10 hours or so, I'll fly up a red-eye economy. I do a red-eye economy because in a lot of cases, a red-eye economy, you're going to have some open seats. And hopefully that seat is near me where I can have a little bit of extra room for that flight. So usually I'll go up economy. When I come back, I'll do business class or first class. Another reason that I like to do it that way is I like to look forward to something on my way home, because leaving is probably the worst thing when it comes to travel. I hate leaving wherever I am. I haven't traveled yet and been in a situation where I'm like, oh, I'm just so happy to leave. So I hate leaving, but I can at least look forward to, you know what, I can have a business class or a first class flight back and relax, enjoy myself. And then once I get home, then, it's on again. It's back to work. Okay, so that's just been my routine. Let's see the earn possibility with this card. You're going to get 5 times points, and that is when you book directly with airlines and American Express Travel. So American Express Travel has their own little portal where you can get on there and book stuff. And then you also, if you're going to book directly with the airline, you're going to get 5 points for every $1 spent. Excellent. That's a really good deal. Now, you're going to get 5 times points on prepaid hotels booked in advance at amextravel.com. So if I'm booking hotels with Amex Travel, I'm gonna get 5 points for every $1 spent. But you have to go through that Amex Travel website in order to do it. You can't just go directly to Hyatt or directly to Marriott or what have you. Okay, so you might be losing points there when it comes to frequent stay points and all that kind of stuff, because you're not going to book directly with the hotel. I like to book directly with airlines and directly with hotels. I don't like to do third-party stuff. That's just, I've been burned a few times doing that, so I don't like doing that anymore. Okay, if you guys, and one more thing too, if you guys have questions, please put it in the chat, and then we're gonna, as soon as I'm done with looking at these cards, and we're gonna go to that, and then we'll answer some of those questions. If you guys are in here right now, please hit the like button just to bump me up in the algorithm so more people can see it, maybe jump in and participate. Okay, let's see. Then you're gonna get 1 point for every $1 spent on all other purchases. So that's the layout. That's what you get with Amex Platinum. It's not that flexible, okay? The earn possibility is not that flexible when you look at it, just because you're not getting anything for restaurants. You're not getting anything for grocery stores or other things like that. So that's why they made this kind of tandem really strong, where the Amex Gold is going to give you more benefits. Okay, so the main reason I wanted to do this video is to talk about the earn possibility, but there are some other things that are beneficial with this card. You get the Uber credits. You also get, let's see, you do get a travel credit, $200, I believe. Let's work our way down here and see where it says that. I know it's $200, but you have to indicate which airline you're flying with, and then they will give you that $200 credit, and I believe it's incidentals, so it's not going to be for booking booking airfare. I could be wrong on that, so if I am wrong, let me know in the chat. Also, you get the lounge access. Now, this is the huge benefit of Amex Platinum is you get lounge access, but you don't just get the Priority Pass lounge access that the City Prestige card gets and the Chase Sapphire Reserve gets. You get the Delta Sky Club lounges and you get the Centurion lounges. Now, the Centurion lounges are like the most, at this point, I would say they're probably one of the most sought after lounges to go to. I've never been in one, but I hear they're nice. They have food and all that good stuff. What you will find, I have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and I go to lounges all the time, the Priority Pass lounges. But what you will find with Priority Pass lounges, it's hit or miss. Some of them are good. Some of them are okay. Some of them are bad. Some of them are bad. So you really don't know exactly what you're getting. What's going on, Nick, Stefan? How you guys doing? So you don't know exactly what you're getting. So with a Centurion Lounge, there's a little more high end. It's more exclusive. I hear it is crowded though. I've talked to people that have access to the Centurion Lounges and they say it's crowded. So are the lounges like San Francisco, the Centurion Lounge is pretty crowded, but that's a major airport. So I'm sure that plays a role in that. Okay, so I just wanted to briefly go over the card, and now let's look at the Amex Gold here. Amex Gold, and guess what? My time has expired. And then I hit the business on that one as well. Okay, so let's change that. Let me go ahead and find that one. Okay. All right, Amex Gold. It always pulls up the business first. That's really strange. Okay, so this should be it here. And like I said, questions, anything like that, put it in the chat. If you guys have comments, put it in the chat. We're talking about the tandem cards. So if you have two cards that you think are really good, they work really well together, then post in the comments and we will talk about that as well. Okay, so here is the Amex Gold card. Now, what Amex did that I thought was really unique is they had the rose gold colored card, and I actually put it in the thumbnail. I just like that color. I don't know, and I'm gonna tell you when it first came out, I'm thinking, this is like too girly. It's like pink or whatever they call it, rose gold, but it's pretty impressive. Even I didn't get the card, but even for me, looking at the card now, I'm thinking, you know what? That's a unique color. It's a unique card. And if you hand that to someone, it's metal. It's pretty impressive. So, yeah, I think they did a real good job with the card, and it sold out. Like, people were getting that card. It was the talk for at least 6 months, or not even 6 months because it wasn't that long, but let's say 3-4 months. It was the talk, like on YouTube, on Google search. It was everywhere. Everyone was talking about this rose gold card, and they made a limited edition, and people were just like all excited about this card. So it's expired now, so you can't get the rose gold anymore. Maybe they'll bring it back. I'm sure, like if they're thinking, if they're really thinking, like, you know, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to bring it back. Limited time again, rose gold, then close it out. Because it sparks. It gets people going. Like, people will get the card. Okay. Now, with this card, first thing I always look at is annual fee, $250 annual fee. So that annual fee is a little more than kind of your standard. And I won't call it standard, but this is kind of like a mid-tier card. Okay, so most mid-tier cards are going to be around $95 annual fee, right? So you have like the 0 annual fee cards, the $95 annual fee cards, and then the $450, $550 annual fee cards. They put this kind of in the middle at $250. So that it is what it is, and you're gonna have to pay that right off the bat. So be prepared for that. Now, the spend here, you're gonna spend $2,000 on purchases on this new card within the first 3 months. So you only need to spend $2,000. So that's why I say if you're in the market to get cards, and let's say if you're just starting out, $250, you know what, I can afford $250. You can go with the $250 annual fee card as opposed to the $550 annual fee card, the Amex Platinum. And this is a little easier to hit that minimum spend. It's $2,000, right? So if you can hit that with no problem, then maybe a few months down the road, you can get the Amex Platinum and then really round out your cards. So You get 40,000 points, and that's after spending that $2,000 within the first 3 months. 40,000 points is pretty good. It's still just shy of 2 round-trip tickets. And another thing to think about, too, when you get these cards, when you're doing your earning, or you're spending to hit that minimum spend, those points count as well. So let's say I'm going to restaurants, I'm getting 4 points for every dollar spent on U.S. restaurants. I'm going to the U.S. restaurants, I'm doing that whole thing. I'm going to the grocery store, I'm spending money at the U.S. grocery stores. Then all those points that I'm accruing, they still add up. And once I hit 2,000, I'm still going to get like extra points is what I'm trying to say. So let's look at it like this. And we're just going to, this is the best case scenario, but usually you're not going to be in this situation. But let's just say I spend $2,000 in 3 months at restaurants. Just simple as that, at restaurants. U.S. restaurants, I spend $2,000. I hit my minimum spend. I get 4 points for every dollar spent. And so that gives me 8,000 additional points. Okay, so I hit my 2,000. When I hit the $2,000 and spend, I'm going to get the 40,000 points, right? But then I'm also going to get the 8,000 points because I got 4 points for every dollar that I spent. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So you'll have 48,000 points, which is great. All right, let's see. Let's keep going here. So looking at and I already talked about some of the earn possibility with this card, and this is where this card is really strong. Now, it's U.S. restaurants, it's U.S. grocery stores, okay? And and with the grocery stores, it's up to $25,000 in a year. Okay, so you need to understand it's only U.S. So that is one of the drawbacks of the card, is it's only for the U.S. So if I'm in another country and I use this card to make at a restaurant, I'm only going to get 1 point for every dollar spent. I'm not going to get the 4 points for every dollar spent. Okay, that's one of the big drawbacks of this card. But like I tell people, when you have this card, and you like, let's say you have this card as a tandem with the Amex Platinum, most of my spend is going to be in the U.S. because that's where I live. So I'm going to do most of my spend here, and then I'm going to go traveling, and I'll be there for 7 days or 10 days or what have you, and I'll have other cards. So I'll have a Chase Sapphire Reserve, or I'll have something else, and that is the card that I'll use in that case. So when I'm at home, I can hit that spend, the earn. When I'm in the U.S., I can hit that earn with the Amex Gold or Amex Platinum. And then when I go somewhere else, I shouldn't even say the Amex Platinum because I'm not really going to get any benefit with the Amex Platinum. I've already booked my airfare, hotel, all that should already be booked. But when it comes to the Amex Gold, yes, it's only U.S. restaurants and U.S. supermarkets, so I'm not going to get that earn there. So I'll just use another card. That's what I would do. That's how. And like I said, you should have an airline card. You should have a hotel card. Those are cards that everyone should have. I don't care what ecosystem you're working out of. You probably should have the airline that you travel with most and a hotel that you frequent most. Okay, so we see the earn there, and then we come down and let's see, 3 times membership reward points, 3 points. Okay, so now this benefit's not really going to benefit, or this benefit's not going to benefit. If you have the Amex Platinum, then you're not going to use this benefit. You're not going to get the 3 times points if you're booking on Amex Travel, because you can get 5 times points if you book with the Amex Platinum as opposed to the Gold. So you wouldn't use this. Now you get the dining credit, the $120 dining credit. So you can use that. That's with Seamless, Grubhub, Cheesecake Factory, and they give you, $10 every month. So it's a little bit, okay? If I'm going to the Cheesecake Factory, I'm going to spend a lot more than $10. That's just, yeah. Unless I don't even get cheesecake and then leave. I think Nika's not on here now, but she was saying that what she does is she just goes and gets a gift card. So she'll go to Cheesecake Factory, get a gift card, $10 gift card, and then she'll go back, get another $10 gift card every month, and then at the very end, then she can use it use all those $10 gift cards and have a decent meal and have it free. So that's what she does. Let's see, $100 airline fee credits. You get a $100 airline fee credit, so that's good. Let's see, it's for check bags, in-flight meals, so it's incidentals. Select one qualifying. Okay, so those are some real good benefits, and you also need to think of this, okay? Because people, there are people that were really angry at me because I'm saying this is a travel card, the Amex Gold, and it's a travel card. Okay, it might not be an international, like, travel to other country card, but not everyone travels outside of the country. And not all your travel is going to be outside of the country. There are plenty of times where I might want to go to New York, I might want to go to Chicago or wherever in the US. And this card is perfect for that because I'm still going to get the 4 times points at restaurants. I'm still going to get 4 times points if I want to go to the supermarket and all that good stuff. So just because it's not like a travel card for international travel outside of the country, it's still a good card for travel, okay? And a lot of the stuff that you earn, it doesn't matter for me if all I want is a card that gets me good earn and it has good transfer partners. That's all I want. And with those points, I can book travel wherever I want to book it. And if I want to book it out of the country, that's fine. I just won't use that card when I leave the U.S. So that's kind of how I look at it. But it is definitely a travel card, and they state that it's a travel card. So, okay, all right. So we've kind of gone through everything there, and I'll give you my overall feeling of this of both cards. So the reason that I think it's the best tandem card is you can earn 5 times points with the airlines. Okay, so if I'm booking an airline, Amex Platinum is going to give me 5 times points. I'm also going to get 5 times points when I book the hotels if I want to book through the Amex Travel portal, which I don't really do. I don't really recommend doing that, but it's there, and if you want to use it, you can. Now, like I said, if you have a hotel card, let's say you have the Hyatt card, the World of Hyatt card, that's the one that I have now. That's a great card. You get 9 points for every dollar spent if you're booking hotel stays. So you get more with that card, okay? And then you have the Hilton card, and you have Marriott, the Bonvoy card that they just announced or just launched. So you have these different cards that really can get you some benefits when it comes to. You can get more than the 5 times points is what I'm saying. And you're booking directly with the hotel, which is very important. And I told this story yesterday, but I'll go over it real quickly with you guys again, just so you can understand the reason that I'm not really a big fan of booking hotel stays with directly or not directly, so booking third party. If you guys are here right now, please hit the like button so we can push this up to the push this up in the YouTube algorithms, have more people come in. So if you're here, please hit the like button, and if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Now it's going to be every Saturday and Sunday, but every Sunday is my set time to do hangouts. So we do travel hangout, and we just talk travel here. So we're going to talk about how to travel on a budget. So if you're here and you're new, please hit the subscribe button. All right, so I'll tell this quick little story about the third-party stuff. So I booked, and I'll tell you who it was. It was Hotels.com. I booked hotel stay at Hotels.com. The reason that I went with them is I usually go with Hyatt, but they didn't have a Hyatt I was staying in Barranquilla, Colombia, and this was just 2 weeks ago. So I decided, it was Carnival, it's a big event. I decided, hey, I'm just going to go through Hotels.com. I'll book there and then just go that route. So I got on Hotels.com. I found a hotel. It was actually a Hilton. It was the Garden Inn. So I booked the Garden Inn. It was $114 or $120 a night, something like that. And I booked it. This was probably about 3 months ago. Okay, so I booked it a little early. Okay, now Carnival is a big event. We all know there's Carnival in Rio. The second largest Carnival in the world is in Barranquilla, is in Colombia. So I knew it was going to be packed. I knew that they were going to be hiking those rates up and all that. So that's why I booked it a little bit early. Now, fast forward to about 3 weeks prior to my trip, I decided that I booked it for 7 nights. I decided I wasn't going to stay in Barranquilla for 7 nights. I wanted to stay in Barranquilla for 4 nights because Carnival was 4 days. and then leave and go to Medellin and stay in Medellin for another 5 days. So I wanted to change my reservation. And so I got on hotels.com. I tried to make the change. When I made the change, the rate that I was quoted when I did the initial booking was like $120 a night. That rate bumped up because I was making the change. So it bumped up to $189 a night. So it went for the going rate, whatever it was going for at that time. That's what the rate went to. So it was $189 a night. So for 4 nights now, because I changed it to 4 nights, it was going to be $189 a night. I was only saving out of the 7 nights that I had, the difference was only $60. So it was $800 and something for when I initially booked it, and now it was $700 and something. And so I'm thinking to myself, that makes no sense. Why would I even change it if I'm only going to save $60 on that whole transaction? And so I had free cancellation, so I went ahead and just canceled it out, and I went to another hotel and booked at another hotel. And I had actually the hotel was nice. I was concerned about the hotel at that point because when you compare all the other hotels, it was relatively cheap. It was like $114, where all the other hotels were in $189, $200, all that. So I was a little concerned, but it worked out. But so that's why I don't like third party. Now, if I would have booked directly with Hilton, the Garden Inn, I would have been able to make changes, no problem. I would have been able to cancel. I mean, hotels.com let me cancel, no problem. One other thing I didn't like is they took your money right away. Okay, so once you book it, money's gone. Money's out of my account. Now, when I cancel it, then they will reimburse me the money, but they do take the money right out. If you're booking directly with hotels, usually with any hotel that I've ever experienced, like if you're booking directly with them, the money doesn't come right out unless it's like a non-refundable thing. But if it's just a regular booking, you don't have that issue. So that's kind of my issue with going with third parties. And you don't have to. The price isn't different. The price is always the same. Like when I went on the Hilton Garden Inn and looked, the price was the same. The price did not change. So you're not getting any real benefit for going with third party. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and go in the chat and see what we have going on here. And it's cool. I see a lot of people that were in here. I hope they're still in here. I don't know, but from the travel group. So we got a travel group going. This is Ace Live. He came in earlier. He's got a travel group, and you guys should check it out. Just check out his channel first, and you can get information about it. But if you are interested in traveling to South America, we do a lot of talk about that. It's like a WhatsApp group. So you guys should check that out if you're interested. Let's see. Blockchain, what's going on? Let's see. And we'll just go over some of this stuff that you guys have written in here. Is this 75,000 offer public? Yeah, it should. This is a public. I just pulled it up right now. I can post a link so you guys can check it out. But yeah, that's what I pulled up. It's funny because you will have different links that will give you like benefits, and you think, wow, okay, I didn't know it was 75,000. And then you go to the other one, it's like 60,000. So yeah, it's a little strange. That's happened before where I've posted or I've talked about something, and then people check it out and it's 60,000 and not 7. Ooh, I don't know if it's gonna do that link. Yeah, it's not gonna do that link. That's a long link. Okay, let me see if I can fix that there. All right, let's see here. So I'm gonna get out of here, and the link is too long. At the end of this video, I'll go ahead and do like a little tiny ULR or whatever and post a link. So if you guys are interested in that $75,000 point offer, I will post that at the end. Okay. Maine, our round trip to London in business, Delta 1 via Blue. Okay, let's see. Blockchain Authority, I agree, although I don't use it. The Platinum for daily purchase, earning its benefits are beneficial. Okay. It's usually better fly economy. Since there's no big difference between economy and business. Yeah, I agree. So Maine basically saying that if you're flying domestically, or even if you're flying, like when I flew to Colombia, the business class experience is not that good. So you're not getting that 5-star treatment or whatever. I don't know what you call it, but like you're not getting that real top tier experience flying business class. Now, the reason that I flew business class to Colombia is because it was cheaper as far as points, because I was booking late. I booked 3 weeks prior to my flight, or prior to my trip, and so it was 35,000 to book business, and it was 50,000 to book economy, and that's because United they don't have blackout dates. So what they do is when they're running low on seats, they pushed up the points. So for economy, they're running out of seats on economy, so they pushed up the points and made it 50,000 points. So it was one of those deals where it wasn't even worth it. There were a few seats available that were 20,000 points, but they were only at certain times, and the times didn't fit with when I wanted to leave. So I just went ahead and spent the 35,000 points. And this is one way: 35,000 points up, 35,000 points back. So that's why I did it that way. But yes, the experience is not that much different. And if I'm flying domestically, yeah, I'm not gonna fly business class or first class. It's just not worth it, unless it's just like pretty much the same deal as far as price. Then yeah, maybe I'll do it. When I was in Barranquilla, I flew from Barranquilla to Medellin, and I paid for that flight, and it was $135, and that was just a one-way ticket. Business class. And so I went ahead and did that. I paid that because it's $135. The economy seat was $120. So $15 more. And you have to think of just comfort and the fact that your experience is not going to be that much better. And they didn't serve any food or anything on the plane. They basically give you water and like alcohol if you want that, and sodas and stuff like that. But they don't give you, like, you're not eating a meal or anything like that. But what I'm paying for is lounge access. So if I'm flying business class, I get lounge access, so I can eat there. And the priority check-in. So when I'm checking my bags, you get the priority check-in line. And I'm telling you, every airport that I went to, every time I went to check in, there was always a big line in economy, and there was like 1 or 2 people in the Star Alliance or the business line. So you're paying for that too. So you have to think along those terms too. So you might think, well, I could save that $15, or I could save the $20, or I can even save the $50. Well, when you think about it, you can get that lounge access, and you can also get the priority check-in, the priority boarding. So those are things that you should consider as well. Okay, let's see. Lion, let's see, I agree. Platinum for daily purchases, earning benefits are beneficial. Okay, so we went on that. I have the gold and platinum. The points add up in one bundle. Yeah, and so Blockchain is just talking about he has the gold and the platinum. So he has what we're talking about here is the tandem cards. And those points really add up, and they can add up really fast. And you're only using those 2 cards. I always talk about cards for long term, okay? I don't talk about when I'm looking at getting cards, I'm looking at getting cards that are going to last me for years and years to come, not the card that I can just hit that high bonus, whatever the sign-up bonus is, and then just stow the card away and not ever use it anymore. I'm talking about I want to get cards that I can benefit from every year, okay? Now, I say that, but I do have cards. Like I said earlier, I have the American Airlines card. I have the United Explorer card that I just got. And I also have the World of Hyatt card. Those cards I don't use very often. Very few times. I don't use them unless I'm booking airline, and even booking airline. With the American Airlines card, the Advantage card that I have, I don't use that card because I only get 2 points for every dollar spent booking airfare, or I can get 3 points for every dollar spent if I use a Chase Sapphire Reserve. So I don't use that card, but I have that card because of the baggage fees, because of the priority boarding. Those are the main reasons that I have that card. The same thing with the United card. I won't use that card very often after I hit the minimum spend, but that priority boarding, priority check-in, or not really priority check-in, but the free check bag. Those are the things. Those are the reasons that I have that card. And then with the Hyatt card, it's good to have. It at least gives you a little bit of status. I think the Discover status is where it puts you. And then you if you do use that card for booking your hotel stay, you get like 9 points for every dollar spent, which is really good. And that's not just booking, but also if you're spending, like if you're purchasing things at the hotel. Okay, let's see, where are we here? Okay, Key, San Francisco. Okay, so we talked about that. Let's see, Lionel. Okay, so what's up? I buy this card. I use it for my business, free flights, lounges. Check the whole flight experience. It perks away $200 spend in any airline you want, like drinks and food. Okay, so the blockchain authority, he's talking a lot about the card, the Amex Platinum. So he does use a card, and it's a great. I think it's a great card, but you need something with it. You can't just have just that card. As far as getting a card that you can, it's a card you can have long term, but I mean there are cards that there are benefits that you can get from the card, but once you run out of that sign up bonus, you're going to want to have a card that can work with that card in order to keep your points going for long term. Let's see, Uber credit. Yeah, the Uber credits, you do get that Uber credit as well, and I think I talked about that, but that's only people who use Uber, right? So you kind of have to look at that kind of stuff too. Like, okay, you get the Uber credit, you get the I think it's $15 a month, and then $20 the end of the year, something like that. But if you don't use Uber, yeah, you get what I'm saying. You're just going to pass up that benefit. And I personally don't use Uber unless I'm traveling. When I'm traveling, when I go to the airport, I use Uber. When I come home from the airport, I use Uber. But on a day-to-day, month-to-month, if I'm not traveling, I'm not using Uber. I have a vehicle, so there's no reason for me to use Uber in that case. So that's just how I work it. I think you can use Uber Eats too if you want to do that. But yeah, for the most part, if you don't use Uber, then you're gonna have to pass up on that benefit. But that's okay, because there are some other benefits that you can jump in and really bring that $550 annual fee down to zero. That's where you want it to be. Okay, round trip to London. All right, we talked a little bit about that. Lion, blockchain authority, I agree. Okay, looks like I went back up here. Okay, hey, what's up? Oh, is this Khalif? All right, now I know who you are. So he's in the travel group too. What's up, buddy? Let's see, the blockchain, I have the platinum. Okay, Nick Warren. Would the Amex Gold and Platinum combo be worth it to fly economy but stay in luxury hotels? Yeah, I mean, I think it would be, it's, yeah, I would do that. Like, and I don't know, Nick, exactly what you're at. I guess what you're asking is like, it's a great combo, period. And some people, like, there are different ways to travel, okay? Some people like to travel business class, first class. Depending on how far I'm traveling, yes, I want to fly first class, business class. And then the hotel, for me, it doesn't really, well, as long as I have a hotel room that's clean, has a decent bed and a warm shower, I'm good. So I don't really need to stay in luxury hotels. Now, if I'm bringing, let's say I'm on a honeymoon or a situation like that, well then, yeah, I might want to, we want something real nice and all that. But for the most part, when I'm traveling solo or if I'm traveling with my friends, I'm just looking for, I want to have I want to fly business class, first class, because I want to be comfortable. Now, once I get to the hotel, as long as I can sleep and take a shower, I'm good. I'm not going to be in the hotel room that long. So that's kind of the way I do it. But as far as the luxury hotels, yes, they do offer that. So with American Express Platinum, so you can benefit from that if you really want that experience as well. Let's see, Stefan, Delta Sky Club, only with the Delta boarding pass. Okay, yeah, and that's Stefan. That's good that you brought that up. So if you have the Delta boarding pass, so you're flying Delta, and you have the Amex Platinum, then you get that Delta Sky Lounge access. But the beauty of Amex, the Amex card, the Amex Platinum card, is you have a variety of different lounges you can go to. Okay, I've been in a situation, LAX last year. I was flying. I don't even remember where I was going. I think I was going to Aruba. I get to the airport. I'm all set. I'm gonna go to the Alaska Airline lounge, and so I walked 2 terminals to get to that lounge. And when I got there, there's a sign, no priority pass visitors at this time, or something like that, or guests at this time. So they weren't allowing people, the priority pass people, in there. So that happens, and I've seen that sign before at other lounges as well. So now, that's not the only lounge in LAX. So there are other options, and they also have like PF Chang's. You can go eat there. You can go to restaurants and stuff like that. So that's not the only thing, but you have the most flexibility, or the most lounge access with the Amex Platinum setup. So you just have more variety. Okay, let's see. No Sea Lounge in Chicago. Yeah, so there's no Centurion Lounge in Chicago. There's no Centurion Lounge in LAX, in Los Angeles, but they are building one, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, that should be. They're starting to build them in a lot of different places, and the main thing is it's successful. Like the people are really buzzing about these Centurion Lounges, because we don't really have nice lounges. Like realistically, unless you go to like the first class experience or the business class experience, then yes, you can go to like the Star Alliance Lounge, like I went to at LAX just a couple weeks ago. Nice lounge. They had little finger foods and stuff. They didn't have like full on meals, but they had stuff. I don't mind. You have different. How can I say this? Okay, so you'll go to some lounges and they'll have full on like buffet style. You go in there and they'll have different dishes and stuff that you can choose from. Very rare. When it comes to Priority Pass, very rare that you'll hit a lounge like that. Then you'll have other lounges like the Star Alliance Lounge, which is not a Priority Pass lounge. It's a business class, first class lounge, where they'll have like finger foods. So they'll have stuff that you can fill up on. It's food, so you can fill up on it, but it's not like a full course, right? So they'll have like these little chicken sandwiches, as opposed to like a full-on like hamburger or full-on chicken sandwich, that kind of stuff. So they'll break it down until it's a little more finger foods, but you can still eat 2 or 3 of them if you want and fill up on them. And then you'll have lounges that are bare minimum. They'll have the drinks, the sodas, the waters, the orange juice, and then they'll have like coffee, and then they'll have like pastries, basically. So some snacks like pastries and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it. They don't really give you much more than that. It's more like the continental breakfast style places where you go in and all they have is like croissants and things like that. They don't have like a full-on meal, or even like the finger foods. So you'll have that. And I've gone to some lounges that were really, really skimpy, where they had nothing was fresh. Everything was in a bag. So you had like the muffins, but they were in a bag, and then you had some chips, and then the rest of the stuff, they had some alcohol, and then the rest of the stuff was just like juices and sodas and water, and that was it. Now, sitting in the lounge is always nicer than, usually it should be a nicer experience than sitting in the regular terminal. However, that's not always guaranteed. I'll tell you this funny story. If you guys are in here right now, please hit the like button. Let's boost this up. The algorithms, the YouTube algorithm, so we can get more people in here. Looks like there's about 25 right now. I'd like to be over 30. So yeah, just hit the like button if you're here. And if you are new here, hit the subscribe button as well. And every Sunday we'll be on here talking about travel. And I always... I come on at least twice a week. Okay, so usually it's going to be Saturday and Sunday, but Sunday is like my set day, so I'll always do Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then Saturday, if I have some free time like I do now, then I'll jump on and we'll talk about travel stuff. Okay, so there was a funny story. I went, and Virgin America, they don't have this lounge. I don't know if the lounge is still there, actually. was at LAX. Virgin America, you know, they partnered up, or actually Alaska Airlines bought them out. So the I'm sitting in the lounge, and no, the lounge is pretty decent. They have like the finger foods and stuff like that, but they also have a menu that you can order from. You had to pay for it, but the meals were relatively inexpensive. It was like under $10 for like a meal, which at an airport, under $10 for a meal, that's really good, considering that you can go to the gift shop and get a sandwich and a bag of chips and a drink, and it's like $12, $13. So I'm sitting in the lounge, I have my computer out, I'm doing some editing and stuff like that. And there's a guy that's sitting across from me, and you know, it's quiet. Lounges are generally pretty quiet, so it's really quiet. He's sitting there with his buddy, and he's doing the, you know, kind of rocking back and forth like that. And so I'm watching him, but you know, I'm thinking, okay, well, this guy, you know, he's had a little bit to drink, and so he's rocking, and then all of a sudden he just and just threw up all over, right in front of me. He didn't get on me at all, or on my, he didn't get on any of my stuff, but he just projectile vomit all on the floor. And I'm just like, wow. And everybody's just looking, you know, it's so quiet. So everyone hears him like just making all this noise and just throwing up. And we're all just sitting there like, okay, what the heck? And so they came, the people that worked there, they got there real quick. And, yeah, he cleared out that side of the room. Let's just say that. But so you don't always have a good experience in the lounge, but for the most part, that was the only time I've ever had like a real bad experience. I guess the experience for him was a lot worse because he's just throwing up all over the place. And the worst part is, I mean, if he's that drunk, they might not even put him on the plane, because you don't want that business going on your plane. Like that would have really been a nightmare. If that guy's throwing up and I see him throwing up in front of me, and then I get on the plane, he's sitting right next to me. Oh, that would have been bad. But yeah, so things happen sometimes. You don't always get that good experience in the lounge. Okay, let's see. And questions, if you guys have questions, please post them. And if I can't help you, I guarantee there's someone in here that can, because there's a lot of knowledge when it comes to travel in this chat. Let's see, Miami Sea Lounge redesigned was great improvement. Okay, so Miami, I guess Lion's Den at Miami, they just redesigned their Centurion Lounge, so that's good. Yeah, I can't wait until it opens at LAX. LAX is really nice now, the international side. Really nice. Like, I was very impressed. And last year I went, but I didn't really notice. I mean, I went through that terminal, but I didn't really notice that much. But this year when I went, it was nice. Like, they have it really set up nice. They have the little mall kind of area, and it's like 6 or 7 stories. And when I went to the Star Alliance Lounge, it's like I think it's on the 6th floor, and then you can look down and see everything going on down there. And you have PF Chang's, which is like on the 5th level, and they all have these little balconies that you can sit outside, or you're not actually outside, you're inside of the mall, I guess you can call it, the terminal, but you can see out down below. So it's pretty neat the way they have it set up. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with LAX, what they're doing there. The only problem was when I came back into LAX, going to customs, it's crazy how long you have to walk. And maybe it's just we were way away. I flew in on Avianca, and we had to walk a long way to get to actual customs. So that was the only thing that I thought was really strange. Like, you have to walk this far. And yeah, good thing. I mean, I'm always nervous when I go to other countries and I don't speak the language fluently, because I don't want to go the wrong way and go into somewhere where I'm not supposed to be. But yeah, that we had to walk so far that if you didn't speak English, you might have gotten mixed up in how to get back to customs, or get to customs, I should say. Okay, Javier, Amex Platinum and Chase Sapphire Reserve, would you see them as complements or substitutes? They butt heads on a lot of different, well, not a lot, but they butt heads on certain certain deals. Now, I have the Chase Sapphire Reserve right now. I want to get the Amex Platinum. I'm gonna have to, like, as far as like the Priority Pass. Yeah, the Priority Pass lounges, they do the same thing when it comes to that. But the Chase Sapphire Reserve does give you the $300 travel credit, and that's just a straight travel credit, so you don't have to worry about designating an airline or anything like that. So you're gonna get that straight travel credit. So in a lot of situations, I guess they could complement each other, because you do have like some things they overlap, but there are a lot of things that they don't. So the Centurion Lounge, yes, you're only going to get that with Amex Platinum. But the Amex does, when it comes to lounges overall, the Amex has everything that the Chase Sapphire Reserve has. So that, yeah, you get everything. You get everything with Amex Platinum, and you get a little bit more. So that's kind of, that kind of doesn't play well. But if I'm traveling and I'm using those two cards and I'm in another country, like I said, if you have, let's say you have the Amex Platinum, Amex Gold, and the Chase Sapphire Reserve, well, I'm using that Chase Sapphire Reserve when I'm in another country because I'm getting 3 points for every dollar spent at restaurants, where I can't do that with the Amex cards. So, yeah, I think they can complement each other, and there are people that have both those cards, and I will probably be one of those people that have both those cards. You can make it work, definitely. But the real good tandem is the Amex Platinum, Amex Gold. That's what I think is a real good setup. So Paul, what's going on? I just got both the Platinum 75,000 sign up bonus, the Gold for 50,000 sign up yesterday. According to my spend, I know I'll have a ton of value for a year, but Platinum, I will have just a little value. Okay. So Paul said he just got the Platinum and the Gold. So hopefully you can hit that minimum spend, because that's, if you just got the cards at the same time. Let's see. In year 2, I suspect I'm going to have to cancel or downgrade. So Paul's saying that he just got the card. He just got both those cards. First year he thinks he'll be fine, but then year 2 he thinks he might have to downgrade. Now, I don't know, like, it depends on your spending habits, but I think, and the reason, because I don't like getting cards and downgrading them, or getting cards and canceling them. I like to keep the cards for the long haul. And I don't know, let me know what you guys think, but when I look at these cards, I'm looking at cards that I think I can keep for long term and not have to downgrade. Because as long as I'm getting the value out of the Amex Platinum, which I can, as long as I'm traveling, I know I'm going to be using the lounges. The travel credit, the $200 travel credit, I'll use that. I'll just designate it to United, and I'll use it for whenever I need to use it for incidentals or what have you. The Uber credit, when I use Uber on my trips, then yes, I can benefit from that. So there's some benefits that I definitely can get out of it. The Centurion Lounge is one that I'm really looking forward to using. But having that card and then having the Amex Gold, I can earn points in the US with the Amex Gold card, and then just have those points in that whole ecosystem and keep both cards. That's the way that I would want to plan it. But you do have to travel. Yes, you have to be a traveler. If you're not, then yeah, the Amex Platinum doesn't make a lot of sense. Either card really doesn't. I mean, well, actually, Amex Gold, even if you don't travel a lot, you can still get, because grocery stores, we're all going to grocery stores. We all go to restaurants, so you can really maximize and then use those points if you wanna do the cash back. That kind of option, you can do that. But yeah, that's kind of how I see it. But I'm not the type of person that will get a card and think, okay, you know what, year 2, I'm going to probably downgrade the card. That's not the way that I work. I want to get a card that I'm going to keep for a long period of time. If I don't think it's going to work, then I'm not going to get the card. Okay, Stefan, the 100,000 platinum offer is still around as well. Okay, that's good to know. So if any of you guys find any of these, like 100,000 sign up bonus or what have you, put a link in here. It's probably not going to let you go right. It probably will put it for review for me, but then I'll open it up. But if you do see the 100,000, put it in here, so if people are interested in getting it, they can jump on it. Okay, let's see. You got the $100,000 platinum last week. Okay, that's good. I parry you. Stefan, let's say if you're going to go for 3 cards, I'd recommend the Platinum first because you can't get the 100,000 offer if you already have an Amex card. Oh, okay. So Stefan raises a good point. He's basically saying that if you're going to get the Amex Gold and the Amex Platinum and maybe the one other Amex card, like the everyday card or whatever they call that card, then get the Amex Platinum first because you get you can get that 100,000 sign up bonus, and then go with the Amex Gold, because if you get the Amex Gold first and if you have an Amex card, then you're not going to qualify for the 100,000 points. So that is good to know. And I know I kind of told you the other way around. Yeah, maybe you should get the Amex Gold first and see, like, if you're just starting out. But if you're getting these 2 cards, or if you're interested in getting these 2 cards, you should probably have a little bit of experience with travel credit cards before jumping into these 2 cards. Even the Amex Gold, because you want to know how to use these cards and how to utilize the points. I have a buddy he got these. I think he has 2 cards. Well, actually, one is not even really a card. He got the Spirit card, Spirit Airlines card. Yeah, he was a sucker on the plane. You know, they tell you, oh, you get this Spirit Airlines card, you can fly for free, all that. So he got the card, and then he got the American Airlines, the premier one, not the Advantage, but the higher up one, the $450 annual fee card. So he got that card. He got the minimum spend. He has the points in his account, and he doesn't know how to use the points. Or he doesn't use the points. So you want to know how to use the points before you start jumping into some of these bigger cards. Okay, let's see. Yeah, going to get next week. Fun. Just make sure use incognito. Okay, so Stefan's is saying that you should use incognito or VPN. And you should be able to get the 5,000 sign up bonus. So if you're trying to get the Amex Gold, you go into like incognito, so there's no cookies or anything showing, and then you should be able to get that 50,000 sign up bonus. Okay, Lion, Stefan, yes, it's possible to get 100,000 after getting another Amex besides Platinum. Okay. So Lion's saying that you could still get, so let's say you have the Amex Gold or you have another Amex card, you can still get that 100,000 sign up bonus. Now, like I said, I personally don't have any experience with this, so I'm not going to say either way, but I am just giving you guys this information so you can look into it for yourself. But if you are interested in getting those cards, the safe bet is probably just getting the Amex Platinum first, if you plan to get both cards. Okay. Let's see. Have you guys, good luck, reimburse airline gift cards, incidentals? I've tried. Yep, with the AA. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of breeze through these just to see if there's anything that we really want to talk about, and then we'll move forward here. Okay, let's see. Okay, you guys are giving a lot of good information, helping each other out, which I appreciate that. Derek, what's going on? Okay, I just lost it here. Oh God, Maine's talking about award hacker again. Award travel. Yes, I have not gone on there yet. Okay, I completely lost my place here. Let's see. Yeah, totally lost my place here. Okay, so if you guys are in here right now, please hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And every Sunday I will be back to do a live hangout, live travel hangout. And then I also jump on, usually Saturday. Saturday's the good time for me to jump on. And I also jump on Mondays as well. So, and all we're gonna do is talk about travel, talk about our experiences, talk about how we can travel on a budget, as well as different destinations. I always like talking about going to different destinations and things that I've learned and maybe these destinations are something you might not have thought about. Like I tell people all the time, Colombia is the spot to go to. It might open your eyes to something. You think, oh, you know what? Maybe I should go to Colombia, and you go there and you have a good time. So, yeah. So that's what we're talking about here every weekend. Let's see, Julio, the Hyatt card, also good to match. Discover status to Pearl status at the MGM Resorts. Yeah, that's true. So Julio's just talking about, just so you know, like Hyatt has a partnership with MGM Mirage. So if you are going to Vegas, you can stay at any of the MGM properties, and you can also get status with those properties. Like they have their little card that they give out. Card that they give out, but you know, like the player's card. So if you have a Hyatt status, Discoverist, Explorist, Globalist, they will match you. Now, the Globalists, they're not going to give you, MGM Mirage is not going to give you their highest tier. Okay, so if you have the Globalist, I can't remember what they gave me, but it wasn't the high. Like when I had the Globalist, I didn't get the highest status with MGM. Just be aware of that. You get like the level right below that. But it's still good because it's still like a lot of restaurants, you can go straight to the front. You don't have to wait in line. So they do have some perks if you're in Las Vegas. And so the MGM Mirage properties, if I think of all of them, you have, let's just start from the beginning. So you have well, I don't know what's going on with Monte Carlo. I think they changed the name or something like that. I don't know if that's still an MGM property. But you have the New York, you have the Excalibur, you have the MGM, you have the Treasure Island, you have the Mirage, you have the Luxor, you have the Mandalay Bay, and I think that kind of rounds it out. So those are like all MGM properties, MGM Mirage properties. So if you stay at any of those properties, you can actually book those properties on Hyatt, on Hyatt's website. So you go to Hyatt, you type in Las Vegas, and it's going to pull up all these different properties that you can book, and you can use points with some of those properties as well. So that's something else that you should look into. So if you need to go to Vegas, I generally try to stay away from Vegas now unless I really have to go. I went to college out there. I've spent a lot of time in Vegas. I live in Southern California, so it's only a 4-hour drive. And I've just worn it out. Like I'm tired of Vegas now. So when I travel, I want to travel somewhere that I haven't gone to before. And it's funny because now I'm traveling to all these different countries and I'm paying a lot less than a simple trip to Las Vegas, because we know how Vegas is. You get to Vegas, and if you come out even, you're ahead, basically. So, I mean, with the gambling there, and then even the hotel, I mean, you're paying about $100, $150 a night. You can travel, go to Thailand, and you're paying $50 a night. I went to Colombia. I stayed in an Airbnb. I'm paying $29 a night. So you can save money if you go further away. It's crazy. But I go to Vegas and easily spend $1,000. And like I said, spend $1,000 and break even at the tables. So very rarely did I ever go to Vegas and have more money when I was coming home than I had when I went there. Very rarely. I can't even remember once that's ever happened. I've made a little bit of money, but yeah, for the most part, that doesn't work out that way. Okay, but that's the dream, right? That's why we all go to Vegas. We're thinking, oh, we're gonna be rich. This is the year, this is the day, or this is the vacation. Let's see. Must be a good amount of travel spend. I feel like I wouldn't get enough value in the second year. So Paul's he's still talking about the Amex Gold and the Amex Platinum, kind of the combo, just getting that value every year. I would make sure, like, and it's not for everyone. He's right. Like, if you don't use Uber, if you don't use some of these credits that you can get, then it's not going to be beneficial for you. But then you can also look too, the way that I use my cards now. I use my credit cards in place of my debit card. So I don't use my debit card anymore. I never use that card. I'm always using my credit card, so I'm continuing to earn points. And if I can get a good match, where I can get a good card that's going to give me good earn possibility, and I'm going to use that all year long, and then every 2 weeks when I get paid, pay off my credit cards. And in this case, if you have the Amex, the charge cards, pay them off every 2 weeks. Never carry a balance. Well, then I'll end up on top. And every year, I'm gonna have these extra points that I can use for travel, and that right there will give me will bring that $550 annual fee down because I'm accruing points, right? I'm using I'm leveraging my credit history, and I'm leveraging my credit history, using their money, and then paying it off every 2 weeks in order to get more points that I can use for other things. And I mean, you have a lot of people that have been doing this for years and years and years, and I didn't understand it until I didn't look into it until about 3 years ago. But you got to think about, like, especially if you work for a company that has you traveling all the time and you pick up the tab and then they reimburse you. That's an ideal situation for having these cards. You get one of these travel credit cards, and let's say you travel 3-4 times a month. Let's say you travel a lot for your job, and you book all this stuff on your own. You're accruing all those points as you book it, and you're getting reimbursed. So you're not paying anything out of your pocket. And then once you have all those points where you want them, then you book a trip to wherever you want to go. And you just keep doing that over and over and over again. I don't have that luxury right now in my job, or they are going to pay for me to travel all over. But some people do, and this is a perfect deal for that. Now, for me, the way that I do it, like I said, all my purchases, go to the grocery store, anywhere I go, I'm using my card. And I'm trying to use the card that is going to earn me the most. So it's worked. It's worked for me for the last 2 years. I've been able to go and travel at least 4 times a year out of the country and not really have to think about it. The points, I use the points, and I don't have to pay that much cash. And it's worked. So, I mean, it can work long term. But if you are in that situation where you think, you know what, it might not work long term for me, we all have different spending habits. So I totally get that. Let's see. Paul, for Uber, I'm planning to just do Uber Eats. Okay, so Paul's talking about with the Amex Platinum for the Uber credit. He's going to do Uber Eats, which is an option. You can do that. Let's see, but it's only, what is it, $15 a month? So, is it 15? I think it's $15 a month. Yeah, $15 a month, and then in December it's 20 or something like that. Let's see. Oh yes, I'll look at that before year 2. Julio, the international. Wait, let's see. International Amex Lounge are nice too. So far, I've been to one in Mexico. So Julio's saying that the international Amex lounges are pretty nice too. Yeah, I haven't tried those. Yes, Maine, award tracker. So awardtracker.com, I need to check that site out. But if you guys are on here, check it out too. You can get some real good information about booking using points, booking your travel using points. I will get on that site, definitely. Paul has a little throw up thing. Yeah. Yeah, that was an experience. The funny thing is, I think I actually got it on video. I think I did, not maybe part of it. I had a video that I put out. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was on the video. It may be right after it happened. But yeah, just we're all sitting there and just he went off. Let's see, Julio, how much flying do you do per year? Let's see here. Well, I keep losing my place. Okay. Then you're better off getting the blue, cash preferred, 6 times points at supermarkets. Yeah, and travel isn't it for everyone. And Maine's just saying that if you don't travel, then you should probably get the blue cash preferred card. You get 6 times points at supermarkets. So, yeah, it's not for everyone. Travel is not for everyone. We all don't travel. I didn't travel 2 years ago. I wasn't thinking about traveling as much as I do now. So there are certain cards that will fit whatever situation that you're in. So you don't have to get like an Amex Platinum. If you're not traveling, you're not going to really get the real benefits out of the card. So you can get something else. Let's see, Julio, at least three trips per year. Plan your trip layovers at cities that have Centurion lounges, and you will get a lot of value. Okay, and that's good that Julio's saying this. So if you go, and I don't know if he's saying he travels at least 3 times per year, but you can also do your research as far as where the airport lounges are, like the Centurion lounges, or even if it's a lounge that's a priority pass lounge, but it's a nicer lounge. You can plan your trip around that. Have a layover there, just so you know, okay, I have a 4-hour layover, but I will be going to this airport. And make sure the time is the important thing. You need to find out when they're open and when they're closed, because you don't want to fly in, it'd be late at night, and you have a 4-hour layover, and now you're just sitting in the terminal because you can't get in the lounge because it's closed. And that's happened to me before. So make sure you check the times and know exactly when they're open and all that good stuff. And you can, I mean, there are usually a lot of different flights that are going out of these different airports. So you can determine, okay, I want to fly, even if it's a longer, like, overall flight, like the flight time is longer, meaning that you're going to have a long layover here and then a long layover there. If it's at lounges that you would want to go to, then do that, because you can use that benefit that you have, right? And so you can also think about it like that too. You don't have to just say, okay, I want the shortest time. A lot of people say, well, when you're using points, it doesn't usually happen this way, but a lot of people say, oh, I just want that straight shot. I don't want to do any layovers or anything like that. I just want to go from point A to point B. With points, usually you have to be a little more flexible, and you're going to have to stop somewhere. You're not going to be able to do a straight shot. But make it work for you. So if you do have to do those stops, make it at a place where they have lounges that you would want to go to. Let's see. And a good thing about Priority Pass is they have an app. You can pull up their app, and they'll tell you exactly what they have at those lounges. They'll tell you if they have. They won't really tell you exactly the kind of food that they have, but they'll tell you like Wi-Fi and food, water, not water, but like beverages and alcohol. One thing that's good is they'll tell you if they have a shower. And I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but I don't know if you've ever showered in the airport. I've done it before, and it is great. If you have a long flight and then you get a layover and you go to a lounge and they have a shower, consider taking a shower. It just makes you feel so much better. And then you get out, and then you get back on another plane, and you just feel refreshed. Because like I don't know how you feel, but when I get on a plane, when I get off a plane, I just feel like, I don't know. It just I feel like I need a shower. Let's just put it that way. So they have showers in some of these lounges. You can go in there and take a shower and just really decompress, and then get back on the plane. And it's like you're rejuvenated or something. You get on the plane, and then now you have another 6-hour flight where you feel good for that flight. So when I pack all my stuff, I usually either I'm packing just to carry on, or I will have clothes and all my toiletries and stuff in my carry-on bag. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to work my way all the way down. If you guys are here right now, please hit the like button so we can get more people in here. There's about 21 people in here now. So hit the like button, and that'll alert more people. Hey, there's a live stream going on. They're talking about travel, and we want to be involved. And so they'll jump in. And also, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. I'm really trying to get my subscribers up to 10,000 by the end of the year. Okay, so that's my ultimate goal, hit 10,000. And the more people in here, the better. And I keep telling you that because, and just like you see in the chat right now, people are asking different questions. I can answer some of them, but some of them I don't even get to. Before I get to the answer the question, someone's already answered it. There's a lot of knowledge in here when it comes to travel, so take advantage of that. More people in here, the better. We have a lot of people in here. We can always help each other out and share our stories and stuff like that. So that's what I want it to be. Travel hangout, where we're just hanging out, talking about our different travel experiences. Okay, let's see. Pause. Gold status in Marriott, Hilton. Yeah, that's right. I didn't talk about that too. So you get gold status with Hilton. You also get gold status with Marriott. The Hilton gold status is good because you get the free breakfast, which is one of those things. That's one of my pet peeves about the Hyatt. Okay, I love Hyatt properties. I like staying at the hotels. But the whole free breakfast thing, it really bothers me that, and this is for Hyatt Regency and up. Okay, so you have Hyatt Place and you have Hyatt House. They both offer free breakfast. And in most situations, I'm going to stay at a Hyatt House, or not Hyatt House, I'm sorry, at Hyatt Place. And the main reason that I stay at a Hyatt Place is because you get free breakfast. And the hotel rooms they're not bad. Now, they don't have like any suites or anything like that to get upgraded to. They generally just have like a view, like they'll upgrade you to a nicer view. But as far as the room, they're pretty much standard the way they're pretty much the same throughout. But you get the free breakfast, and that's a big thing for me because if I'm traveling, it's a huge money saver to get that free breakfast because I don't have to worry about breakfast in the morning. I get up, I go down, eat breakfast, and then come back up, take a shower, do whatever I want to do, and then start my day. And then I don't have to eat again until lunch or dinner. In a lot of cases, I just wait until dinner. Like I'll snack on some stuff, do an excursion or do whatever, and then have a nice dinner. So you can save a lot of money when you get that free breakfast. And with Hyatt, if you're staying at Hyatt Regency and you're not top tier, even if you're top tier, they're going to give you the club access, which is usually like continental breakfast style. Or if they don't have a club access, well, then they'll give you free breakfast in that case. But not all the hotels will give you that. And that's at top tier status. Now, if you're not at the top tier, you're going to have to pay for breakfast. And in some cases, breakfast can be very expensive. For instance, a Hilton, I stayed at a Hilton in Hawaii, in Kauai. And breakfast, $27 for breakfast per person. Insane. I get it. It's a nice hotel. It wasn't that like resort. It wasn't like a resort. It was on the water. It was nice. It was old. And it wasn't like a resort. Like it wasn't, yeah. I just, it shocked me when they told me it was $27 per person for breakfast. You're in, and I don't know if you've ever been to Kauai, but Kauai is a very small island, okay? And everything is relatively close. I'm not going to pay $27 for a breakfast when I can drive down the street and pay $10 for a good breakfast, like at one of the small, like family-owned restaurants that they have a lot of them out there in Kauai. Everything is pretty much, not everything, but a lot of things are local, like, well, it's an island, so I guess it is local. But what I mean is they're not name brand, they're not the Hiltons. Like Hilton's very rare it's very rare to see a Hilton or Hyatt, like hotel brands like that. Usually they're the smaller brand hotels, and then the restaurants are the smaller brand restaurants. I think they have one Walmart. I think there's one Walmart in the city, maybe two. But yeah, very small community. And they really push the whole buy local, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to pay $27 for a breakfast when I can go down to have a nice breakfast at one of these smaller places for a lot less. Okay, and some of those places are within walking distance, so you're not even. It's not even a matter of, well, I have to drive to get there. You can walk there. So yeah. So the free breakfast, yes. Going back to that, free breakfast is good. So with the Amex Platinum, you're gonna get Hilton Gold, and you're also gonna get the Marriott Gold. And I don't know as far as Marriott Gold giving you free breakfast. I don't think they do, but with the Hilton Gold, you do get free breakfast, so that's good. And you get the free upgrades and stuff like that. And this is all without earning it the hard way, I guess you can say, staying at these different properties. Because one thing you have to look at too is, okay, it's a $550 annual fee, right? Well, if I were to try to hit the Hilton Gold status and stay, I can't remember how many nights, 25 nights or whatever it is. then I need to stay 25 nights. So I need to spend that money and stay there 25 nights every year in order to stay at this. And I'm using 25. I don't know if it's 25 for sure. I know it's probably in the 20s. But if I get this card, and just think every night, let's say it's $100 a night that you're staying, and that's a very conservative estimate. Well, if you get this card, you're automatically going to get that gold status. So you automatically get those benefits without having to stay. And I'm ashamed to say this, but at one point with Hyatt, I did stay a few nights just to get to that next level, to get to that globalist status. I stayed a few nights just to get my numbers up when I didn't have to. So basically, I'm spending that extra money when I don't really have to spend that extra money. So, all right. Let's see. Let's move right along. Joban Preet, what's going on? What kind of camera do you use for photos and video recording? Okay, so we also talk about photography on this channel too, because it's travel, explore, click. So we're talking about travel, exploration, and we're also talking about photography. I love photography. That's like a passion of mine, and we all take pictures when we travel. We all do. Like, you go to any popular destination, and what are you going to see? You're going to see people with cameras and their cell phones nowadays, and everybody's out taking pictures because we love to capture these moments and take it back to our friends and family and show them, oh, I was here, I was there. And so I like to talk about photography as well, just telling you the camera equipment I use, which I use more professional lens stuff, but you don't need professional lens stuff to get some really good results. And I also talk about how to take pictures and what you should be looking for and how to compose a picture and things like that. Things that you can use with your cell phone. You can get out there and get a real good composition, make a picture really interesting that might not have been so interesting if you didn't have any, if you didn't know how to compose it the right way. So as far as my camera equipment, my photography stuff, I have a Sony a7R III. That's what I use. That is a high-end camera. It is, pretty expensive. I do have a 70-200 lens with that, and then I have a wide-angle lens that I use, a 14mm lens, as well as a 50mm lens that I use for. The 50mm lens is that's a macro lens, so it gets real close up. So if I want to do like close-up shots of like macro bugs and stuff like that, you could do that. But then also like food. So if I'm doing a food review, which I just put out a food review video last week, or actually this last week, you can get real up close. I also use it because I shoot weddings too, so I also use it for like ring shots and things like that. So that's the camera that I use for my photography. Okay, now as far as video, I have the Panasonic G7, and that's also also a mirrorless camera, but it's a micro four thirds camera. I use that for video, mainly for the live stream, like I'm shooting right now. I use that, and I have a cam link. So that cam link is what connects it and allows me to use it as a webcam. So that's why I can use it for the live streams. And then I have the Osmo Pocket, which I just picked up a few months ago as soon as they released it. And that camera for video when you're traveling, that's an amazing camera. Okay. Now, the quality is not going to be excellent. Low light, it struggles. It does. And when I say low light, for those of you who don't know, excuse me, for those of you who don't know, as far as low light, indoors is generally low light. Even if it's well lit, you might think it's well lit to the naked eye. Yeah, our eyes are able to really pick up it, look into the shadows and all that. We can really distinguish a lot with our eyes. However, cameras do struggle. So low light is pretty much indoor. So if you're indoor with Osmo Pocket, yeah, it's going to struggle a little bit, and you'll see like it'll be grainy. So you'll see that. Now, it has a small sensor in that camera, so if you're using it outdoors, you're going to be fine, and you'll have some really great footage. What I love about this little Osmo Pocket is the fact that it's very discreet. I can walk around with it, and no one notices. Like very few people know if I'm holding it, and it's funny because I'm always embarrassed when I have, especially if I have my bigger cameras and I'm walking around with them. I get embarrassed, and then I also get a little like I don't want to show people all my stuff, you know, like especially if it's my expensive camera gear. I don't want to be walking around with it out, and so depending on where I'm traveling to. So, and this is like to get video and stuff. Now, with this camera, you can hold it, and it's so small, and I have it, but it's in the other room right now. I'm gonna go grab just so I can show you guys. All right. Okay, so this is it right here. And this is actually, I've put some stuff on it. It's a lot smaller than this. But this little thing, I can walk around, and usually what I'll do is I'll have it like this. So I guess I can turn it on and show you. Now, like I said, let me just take this stuff off here so you can see it. So if I take all this, and then this little thing here, this little piece comes off as well, but you can see how small it really is. And if I'm walking with it like this, and I just hold it down like this, and I'm walking, and this is below the camera, so I would have it a little lower, so it's gonna be at chest height for me. And I'm just walking, people don't even notice it. They don't know what it is, and they don't even pay attention to it. So you can walk in the store. I was in Colombia, and this is the first time that I used it for travel, was in Colombia. I'm in Colombia and I'm walking around with it, and people, they're not paying any mind to this. Like they don't even look. And it's funny because I went to a couple of parties because I was at Carnival when I was in Colombia. So I went to a few parties. Now, if I'm holding it up like at my face, then yes, people are gonna notice it because they're looking at, okay, what is he holding? But a lot of people notice it, but they don't know what it is. And they're like, and so I had tons of people because they had these big block parties, and we're walking around, and it wasn't just me, but there's some other guys that's in this travel group, and we all had this Osmo Pocket. So there's probably three of us that had the Osmo Pocket when we were there. So we're walking around with it, and people are coming up to me, like literally coming up to me, asking me, "What is that? Is that a camera or whatever?" And then it has a little screen on the back. So it does have a little screen, so you can kind of compose your shot and all that. So you can just flip it around, and then you show them, and they're like, oh, and they see themselves in the camera, and they get all weird about it, but like not weird, but you know, like shocked. But yeah, that is a great camera, and especially for like if you want to shoot video, like B-roll stuff, so stuff that you want to piece together to make a longer video. Like let's say you want to do music in the background and then show all these different scenes and stuff. It's perfect. It has a little gimbal on it, so it'll keep your shots pretty relatively straight, or not straight, but not shaky. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about that camera. And if you are like, and it's not very expensive. It's $350. So if you're in the market and you travel and you want to shoot video, or not shoot video, but you want to have video footage of your travels, that is a great camera to get. Okay. Other than that, I've had some other little cameras here and there, but right now those are the cameras that I use on a regular basis. And when I travel, I will put out. I have a couple of videos that I shot when I was in Colombia, just on how to set up like a sit down here. Like I'm sitting down, I'm talking. And I shot some video out there of just kind of like my experience. And, you know, I do this stuff for YouTube, but you might want to do it for YouTube, or you might want to just do it for your family. But I talk about the different things, like how to do it. So how to set up your lighting and do it for travel. Because a big problem about like lighting, the old lighting kits were huge. And there's still some that are pretty big, but now that they have these LED panels, you can have a LED panel that's this size, bring a little softbox, and that's all I'm using right now. I have an LED panel and I have a softbox, and in this video, when I release the video, I'll show you. I mean, it's pretty simple, but everything is compact. It's small, and it's small enough. I use these when I pack my clothes. I pack them in these packing cubes. So it's a little packing cube like this. It has all my clothes in them. I pack all my clothes in there, and then I just lay the LED panel over the top, and then I close it up. So now the LED panel has, it has some protection, so it's not going to get damaged. So I bring that LED panel, and then I have a little small LED panel that I use for like a hair light. So it'll shine from the back, or it's either a hair light on me, or I can just have it in the background where it's kind of shining up at something. So if you saw, I did a video. I can't remember that video release. I released. If you check some of my videos, what was the topic? I can't think of it right now. Let me look real quick. But I did do a video, and I used that lighting setup, and I think it came out pretty good. And I was shooting during the day, but the secret is, even though you're shooting during the day, you still need to have some light for the most part. Okay, so about Colombia. So the video about Colombia, that's the one I use.
My team and I always had trouble managing.
I'll post a link on this one so you guys can check it out. But yeah, with that video, I brought my own lights and used that. So that is that. Did it post there? Yeah, it did. Okay. So let's go on and see if you have any other questions or anything like that. And then sound is another thing. If you wanna get like a lav mic, and right now I'm using a shotgun mic, and you can always do that. But then you can use like a little lav mic and then just have a cord. I like this combo, but I was having some issues with it. Actually, it started in Colombia, where it started giving me some noises that I don't know what was going on with the noise, so I just took it off. A shotgun mic will always work as well. Shotgun mics are a little easier, and then if you have a shotgun mic, you just travel with the shotgun mic. You can use that for shooting stuff on like in the field, as well as shooting stuff like this. Okay, if you guys are here, please hit the like button again so we can start getting, or not hit it again, because I think if you hit it once and you hit it again, then it turns it off. So if you haven't hit the like button so we can get more people in here, and we'll move on and go on to some other questions. Let's see, what kind of camera? Okay, we went over that. What do you guys do with your Saks credit? Okay, so Paul's asking about the Saks credit. So I think, is that with Amex? I think it's Amex Platinum that you get the Saks credit. And I think it's $100 Saks credit. Let's see here. How does Hilton Aspire compare to the Amex Platinum? Offers $250 airline credit versus $200 with the Platinum. Also top tier diamond status. I realize that one. Okay, so Javier is asking about the Hilton Aspire card and comparing it to the Amex Platinum. I'm not really a big fan of like hotel branded top tier cards. Even like the Bonvoy, the top tier card there. I'm not really a big fan of that. And then like with the Hilton Aspire, they give you their diamond status. But I will tell you, like the benefit, you don't really see that much of a jump when it comes to benefits from the gold to the diamond, or from the Explorist to the Globalist. You don't really see that big of a jump. They're going to give you benefits even if you're not the top tier. They're still going to try to upgrade you and things like that. So you're still gonna make out okay with not having the top tier. But overall, when you look at like the Amex Platinum, you just get so much. Like you get the Centurion Lounge access, and that really sets it apart, I think. So I'm not really one to jump on the hotel branded cards, and I want a card that gives me the most flexibility when it comes to my points. If you get a hotel branded card, it's a top tier card, all those points are for Hilton. And you can use them with Hilton, but that's it. If you get like a Amex Platinum or a Chase Sapphire Reserve, or the City Prestige, now you have more flexibility because you can take those points, transfer them to different transfer partners, airline partners, hotel partners, and it just, your points are more valuable and they go further. So I'm a big fan of that. If I'm gonna pay $450 or $550, I want those points to be able to work for me in a variety of different ways, as opposed to only being useful if I'm using them with Hilton, and you have to stay at Hilton a lot. I found that in recent times, I have not stayed at Hyatt properties, although I love Hyatt. The last Hyatt property that I stayed at was I went to San Diego maybe 4 months ago. That's the last time that I stayed at a Hyatt. And the majority of my stays now they're Airbnbs. If I'm out of the country, usually it's an Airbnb. That's where I've been staying a lot. And the main reason for that, they have washer dryers. Not all of them, but usually when I stay at Airbnb, they have washer dryers, and they're very, very reasonable, and they're good. Like I was just in Medellin, Colombia, stayed at Airbnb, $29 a night, washer dryer, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, great setup. You walk in, they have the 24-hour security. They're the ones that check you in. I can't say enough good things about it. It was good. It was a good setup. And another thing is you can find, or there's two other things. You can find it like the area exactly where you want to be. So one thing with the hotels is you're kind of stuck with, and in Colombia they do this a lot where the hotels, like the popular hotel chains, they're more in the business area, like the business district area. But if you want to stay within, like in the community or right near like where the locals live, or if you want to stay right where all the nightlife is and all that, a lot of times you're not going to be able to stay in one of these like Hiltons or the Hyatts or in the Marriotts. You're not going to be able to stay because they're going to be in the like I said, they put these hotels. They're looking for business clients mainly. Okay, so and they know that's probably that's their bread and butter. So they're not concerned with the people that just want to come down and have a good time and party and do that, like tourist people and all that. They're looking for the business traveler because that's where they're going to make the majority of their money. So when it comes down to it, Airbnbs, it's just someone's apartment. So you can find different areas. Like when I was in Colombia, in Medellin, I wanted to stay near La Setenta. La Setenta is in Laureles. Laureles is more of a local area of where the locals live. And La Setenta is like a street where they have all the bars and clubs and all that stuff. They didn't have a Hilton around there. They didn't have a Marriott around there. They didn't have a Hyatt because they didn't even have Hyatts in the area. So I can find, like I go on Airbnb and I can find hotel or find Airbnbs that are right near that area. So that's what I did. So now when I travel, I look at Airbnbs a lot. Another thing too, when I travel, I like to travel with just a carry-on. So I like to carry like 5 days worth of clothes. So if I'm going to stay there 10 days, I have 5 days worth of clothes. I have a washer dryer. I wash my clothes. I'm good. So that's kind of my routine. And you can't really do that with a hotel. I mean, you can, but you have to get them to wash your clothes for you, and you have to pay for that. Or maybe I guess you can wash the clothes in the shower, in the bathtub, and then hang dry if you want to do that. Which I saw when I was in Thailand. There were people. That's what they were doing. They were washing their clothes, and you come out, and this is a Hyatt place. You come out, and on their balcony they have a line, and they're hanging their clothes, and they're drying them. And the funny thing about Thailand is the other option too is you can stay in a hotel and go to the laundry service. And so that's what I was doing. I was going to the laundry service, which was right outside. They had laundry service little places all around. And they were pretty inexpensive. It was like $12, but they washed all of my clothes. They wash them, dry them. They dry them actually by just hanging them. They have the lines out in the back. So they wash them and then they just dry them. They fold them for you, put them in a bag, and deliver them to your hotel. This place was right outside the hotel. It's like 100 feet from the hotel. So that's also another option you can do as well. Okay, if you guys are just in here, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I know I keep saying that, but I just want to get more people involved, more of a community, and everyone will see the fact that the live stream is up if there are more people that are liking it. Okay, Let's see. We'll keep going here. Easy. What's going on? Platinum has more lounge access plus a concierge hotline. Yes, they do. Let's see. Monte Carlo is now MGM Park. Okay, so that's Julio saying that. Yeah, I knew they changed. The last time that I was just in Las Vegas. Where did I go there for? I went there for the Super Bowl. So that was the last little trip there, and I saw that the Monte Carlo, it wasn't Monte Carlo anymore. I didn't recognize what the name was, but it looks like they did some remodeling and all that. So it's still an MGM property, so that still qualifies. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say the Bellagio. So yeah, the Bellagio is also MGM Mirage, so they fit into that category. So if you do have Hyatt and you want to go to Las Vegas and you want to use points, now they don't all take points. That goes for all Hyatt properties, just so you know. Another one of the frustrating things about Hyatt, and I love Hyatt. Don't get me wrong, I love Hyatt, and I will stay at those properties over the other IHG, Marriott, or Hilton. I'll stay at Hyatt properties over them. But you do need to know, like if you have points or you have free nights, not all the hotels are gonna allow you to use the free night. So some of them they won't accept them. Some of them won't accept points plus cash. They've changed their whole points plus cash setup. So yeah, there's stuff going on with Hyatt that I'm not too happy about, but I do like the customer service and I do like the properties. So I will stick with them as of right now. Okay. Any experience using the Platinum Concierge? So that's Paul asking that, and I don't, like I said, I don't have the American Express Platinum, but if anyone does, let us know. Let us know what your experience has been. Looks like Easy's answering this question, which is good. Thanks, Easy. I appreciate that. Let's see. So yeah, so he's used it. So you can use it for like booking reservations at hotel or reservations at restaurants, booking sporting event tickets, things like that. And it looks like you can get a little discount too by using it. So yeah, I that's something that I would definitely use if I had it. Let's see. Braveheart, what's going on? Yeah, you finally got on. Let's see. Do you use Amex Platinum? Do you use travel benefits? Okay, so that's just kind of skim through some of these last questions here. I've done the shower at the airport a few times. Best one was shortstop over at Zurich, Switzerland Lounge. It's amazing, but still dreaming of taking a shower in the air. Yeah, so that's Maine just talking about he's done the shower thing, and I actually forgot about that. Yeah, there are some first class seats will allow you to take, and maybe business class too, I don't know, they'll allow you to take a shower in the plane. Like they'll have showers in the plane. That would be an experience. I remember watching Casey Neistat. He had a video and it was about just flying first class, and his whole thing was he wanted to take a shower in the plane, and he did show the whole shower in the plane thing. So yeah, that's the next level. So taking a shower in the airport lounge is one level, and then taking a shower in the plane as they're flying to your destination, that's another that's another level. But yeah, I agree with you, Maine. I totally agree with you on that. Okay, Easy. How's that lounge? I'm headed there in a few months. Does it have hot food? Let's see. Check out the lounge. LoungeBuddy.com for info reviews on airport lounges. Okay, this is a site that I haven't looked at or haven't really talked about either, the Lounge Buddy. I'm going to have to check that out. Dang, man, you have a lot of information about these different websites. So I do use like Seat Guru, so I can find out what my seat looks like on the plane. But you also have this Lounge Buddy, and it will talk to you about the different lounges. And like I said, when it comes to Priority Pass lounges, they're hit or miss. Some of them are good, some of them are okay, some of them are not good. So it helps to know, because you can go to certain airports and they have 3 or 4 different lounges, Priority Pass lounges, right? And when I say, just understand this, when I say Priority Pass lounges, I don't mean that you go there and it's signature Priority Pass lounge. They're lounges that Priority Pass works with. So Priority Pass is a third party. They make these deals with these different lounges, and then they allow their users, like their members, you would be a member if you get one of these cards that has Priority Pass access. They allow us to go into these different lounges. So some of the lounges are different airports, or different airplanes, different airlines, like Copa Airlines. They have some Priority Pass lounges. So they're Alaska Airlines, like I talked about, they have a Priority Pass lounge. So that's why they're so hit and miss, because you're dealing with different airlines, and then different like lounge, like you'll go to airport lounge. You'll have some airport lounges that they're not affiliated with any airline at all, and they're just kind of like a lounge. I don't know exactly how they work. Like, do they make partnerships with some of these airlines? I don't know how that all works, but you'll go and it'll just be like a generic name, a generic name lounge, VIP lounge or something like that, and you just go in there. So I don't know how that, like I said, I don't know how that all works as far as the airlines and all that. But so it's hit or miss. Yeah, you'll have some good ones, some bad ones, and they're all going to be different. They're not going to be the same. Okay. Man, by the way, Amex recently partnered with Lounge Buddy, and will be interesting to see what comes out of that. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to check out this Lounge Buddy, because I have 2 sites. I have homework. Maine's giving me homework. I have 2 sites that I need to check out and find out a little bit more about. Maybe I'll do a review. I'll be on tomorrow, so I will look at one of those today or tonight or tomorrow, and then we'll have it. We'll talk about that in our next stream, which will be tomorrow. So Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, Julio Mania. I am anxious to see what will be in the Mood Lounge. Let's see. With UR, you can get Hyatt hotel stays for as cheap as 5,000 points, which is amazing value. Okay, yeah, so Maine's just talking about the UR points, so ultimate reward points with you can book Hyatt, like Hyatt stays, and some of those Hyatt stays, yeah, it's 5,000 points. You can book a free night. That's probably going to be a Hyatt place. Don't knock Hyatt Place. They're, like I said, they're a good place to stay. Like a Hyatt Place, and the way that they have them set up is pretty much the same. Like, I don't care where you go. I've gone to 5 or 6 different Hyatt places all over the U.S., and then I've gone to some Hyatt Place properties in other countries. I went to one in Costa Rica. The layout almost identical to the ones that I went to in the U.S. So as far as the room layout was identical. Now the floor, like when you come down to the lobby and all that, it was almost identical the way they had everything set up. But the room, they pretty much set it up the same way. So you have the beds on one side. So if you have 2 queens or 1 king, that's on one side. Then they have kind of like a half divider. And then they'll have the sitting area, kind of like the living room, and they'll have a couch there, and that couch usually pulls out into a bed. So that's another little area there. So if you have like 5 people, let's say 2 couples, and then single person, then you can have that set up. Or if you have 6 people, I mean, I don't know if they allow you to have 6 people in there, but they wouldn't know. But let's say you have 3 couples, you can have one in one bed, to another bed, and then pull that couch out. Now, when I went to Thailand, I stayed at Hyatt Place as well, and it was a little different setup. It didn't have like that extra space, like the extra sitting area, seated area. All right, let's see. I like Priority Pass restaurants. Yes, Big is talking about Priority Pass restaurants. That's one of the big things that they did recently, within the last year and a half. They started announcing these partnerships with different restaurants where you can get like a $30 credit. So you can go in the restaurant at the airport. P.F. Chang's at the LAX airport is one of them, where you can just go in there and you have the $30 credit. So that's great. You can sit down, eat a nice meal, and then jump on the plane. All right. So one thing that I don't know about that, and if you guys know, please post in the chat. Can you go to a restaurant and then go to a lounge on the same day? So what I mean is, like, let's say I'm at LAX and I want to go to a lounge. Or I'm sorry, I want to go to PF Chang's. I go to PF Chang's restaurant, and then I still have 2 hours before my flight, so I want to go to a lounge, and I go to a lounge. Are you able to do that? That I don't know. So because when you do it, they sign you off and all that, and like you know, you sign your name and everything. So I don't know if you can go to more than one. All right, let's see. Rolo, what's going on? I plan on going to Bangkok. What's the best area to stay in? Okay, I have not been to Bangkok. I went to Phuket when I went to Thailand. My advice, just when it comes to Thailand in general, from what I've been hearing and my experience when I went there, is you kind of want to move around. You don't want to just stay, like if you go to Bangkok, you don't want to just stay in Bangkok. You want to go to Bangkok and then maybe go to Pattaya and then maybe go to Phuket, maybe Chiang Mai. So you want to kind of move around, because when I went and I stayed in Phuket, but the plan was to stay in Phuket and we were going to stay there for 10 days, but we ended up driving all over the place. And we went to Krabi River. We stayed there for a couple of days. We went to I can't remember the name of the island. We went to an island. We stayed there a day. So you want to be able to move around. The islands, that's where the nice beaches are. You're going to want to do the excursions and stuff, and some of those excursions are all day. So it just makes sense to go kind of move around. Don't just stay in one spot. So Bangkok, I've heard mixed reviews about Bangkok, where people really don't like it. They say it's dirty. It's like big city, all that good stuff. So you might not want to be there for a long time. You might want to just go there for a few days, just kind of get that whole experience, and then move off to some other places. I will tell you, if you do go to Phuket, it's a nice place. You want to stay by Patong Beach, and that's where all the nightlife is. So you have Patong Beach, and then you have Bangalow Road. Bangalow Road is where all the bars and nightclubs and restaurants, they're all on that road. I shouldn't say they're all on that road, but that's the happening area. So you want to be near there. And when I stayed at the Hyatt Place, in Hyatt Place, Patong Beach. Just look that up. It's a perfect location. Excuse me. It's a perfect location because you are about a 5-minute walk to Bangalow Road. You're about a 3-minute walk if you want to just walk out to the beach, but you're set up off, like you're back away from everything, so you don't get a lot of foot traffic. So you're not getting a lot of foot traffic, vehicle traffic, so it's pretty quiet in that area. But all you need to do is walk right down. It's like a driveway, and it leads into a street, and you just walk right down the street, and you're right there in the middle of everything. So at times it can get really quiet, which is good, because Bangalow Road can get pretty noisy because you have all these different clubs and restaurants, and everybody's blaring their music. And if you've never been to Thailand, it's kind of like you see on TV, where you just have everything is just out in the open. Let's just put it that way. And it's fun though. You'll have a good time in Thailand. But I would move around. I wouldn't stay just in Bangkok. Okay, Julio. Yes, you can go to Mini. Mini as Sebi does this. Okay. So yeah, as long as you can go to more than one, that's one of the questions that I had. As Sebi goes to Mini Party Pass lounges. Did you go to Phang Nga Bay? No, I didn't go to Phang Nga Bay. I don't know where that one is. I went to Phi Phi Island. That's where I went. So I went to Phi Phi Island. I stayed there for a night. And you kind of have to do that if you want to be there for the nightlife and stuff. So we did that. And then I went to James Bond Island. That was an excursion one day. And Hong Island, I did that. That was another excursion for another day. And so when I did that, I had to go to Krabi, that area, which is it was about an hour and a half away from Phuket. So we went out there and we stayed a couple of days out there. So you do have to kind of move around. You can't just stay in one place in Thailand if you want to get the full experience. Now, if you just want to go to Bangkok and just hang out there, then that's totally your choice. All right, guys, we're getting low on count, so please hit the like button if you're here and you haven't hit the like button yet, just so we can boost it back up and get more people in here. If there's any topics that you guys want to talk about, put it in the chat now. We can discuss it. The main topic today, we were talking about the American Express Platinum and the American Express Gold, and how that tandem is probably the best tandem that's out there right now. I can't think of any tandem that's better right now as far as earn possibility, and that's my main goal. My main focus is earn possibility. I want to earn as many points as I possibly can. That's what it's all about, because I don't like getting cards and turning those cards over, canceling the cards or downgrading them. I want to get cards that I can keep for a long time, and so that really allows me to do that. So that's my focus. Okay, so and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. Okay, so so you can join the live streams whenever I put them out. I usually will put them out every Sunday, and then I'm just going to start saying it. Every Saturday and Sunday I'll put out live streams. If I don't put it out on Saturday, I'll let you know ahead of time, but every Sunday for sure live streams are coming out. So we're just going to start those 2 nights. It's going to be our live stream night. And then if I see deals and things like that, which I've done in the past, if I see deals happening, like if I see a good flight, I think the last one I did was Iceland or something like that. It was $236 from New York. I'll put that out to you guys, and we'll just do a quick live stream. I'll come on, say, hey, you know what? I saw this really good deal. You guys should check it out if you're interested in going to wherever the destination is. So we'll talk about that as well. I will look into exploring more of Thailand, and I would recommend going to India. I haven't been to India. That's someplace that's interesting to me. I'd like to go there as well. I'm kind of working my way. Like, I like South America a lot, and I'm trying to work my way through South America, going to more of those destinations, and then kind of working my way out. I don't mind traveling overseas, but like I said, first class is kind of the way that I want to go. Because those are long flights. So if I can go business class, first class, I'm okay. And if I can't, then I'm really going to struggle. So that's my whole thing. So maybe one time a year go overseas, and then the other times go down south, down to South America, which is much more affordable when it comes to points, much more affordable when it comes to living. Like, rooms are very, very inexpensive. Even in Thailand, there's some places overseas as well that's really reasonable. But there's you can get some really good deals, especially if you go to a place like Colombia. Like I said, I was paying $29 a night to stay at Airbnb, and this is an apartment with everything. I mean, the apartment had everything in it. And then the cost of food and everything, it's amazing. I put out a video last week. I went to this Makuta restaurant. It's a fish restaurant, and it was amazing food. And I was paying for the meal plus the drink. It was less than $10, and that's just amazing. And we're talking, this is high end. Like, it's not. We know, like, in the States, you go and you go to a fish restaurant and you get any fish, really, you're going to pay more than $10 for that fish. But this, under $10 for that meal. And then pretty much everything on the menu was like that. It was under $10. So one thing about Colombia that I really like is it's very similar to the U.S. in the sense that the infrastructure is there. Like in Medellin, Colombia, the infrastructure is there. They have all the amenities that you would have in the U.S. and everything works. Like Thailand, when I went to Thailand they have some amenities. Like, their infrastructure is okay, but their power grid or whatever is horrible. Power outages all the time. Blackouts and stuff like that. There were several when we were there. And you just look, like, if you're in Thailand, you just look up at the the wiring and stuff that they have for the electricity and all that. And it's amazing how that stuff works, because it just looks like a bird's nest of the wires going in and out and in and out. And yeah, their infrastructure is, they have some things there, like popular, like not popular, but they have like you go to a mall. The mall is nice. It looks just like a mall that you would be in the U.S. But when you look at their grid, yeah, their electrical stuff is just crazy looking. So one thing I like about Colombia is Colombia has that infrastructure in their major cities, and it's just like in the U.S. And then your money goes so much further. Like your money is like, just look at your money as you triple your money when you go to when you triple the U.S. dollar when you go to Colombia. So if you have $100, you now have $300 when you hit Colombia, and that's just kind of the way it is. And the food doesn't, like the price. Like I said, I can eat breakfast. It's like $4.50, and that's a full-on breakfast. Okay. Lunch generally is around that $4.50 to $6 range. And then if you want to eat a nice dinner, like I'm talking like a full-on meal, like a real nice dinner that you would pay $20 or $25 in the US, it's like $10. And if you want to go, like I went out with a girl when I was there. We were hanging out. We had dinner, nice dinner, drank some alcohol, and our bill came to, God, how much was it? It was under $30. Okay, and we sat there and we drank probably, between the two of us, probably about 7 or 8 beers. And then we had 2 full-on, like, nice meals. And it was like less than $30. It's crazy. It's amazing. So, yeah. And I don't even know why I'm talking about all this stuff, but I just love Colombia so much, and I will keep preaching Colombia. I put my new little, I don't know what's showing on here, but I got my new setup. You talking about this new YouTube setup. And I got my little Colombia sign right there, right over my shoulder down. Yeah, you get it. It's hard to point these things. I don't know how these newscasters do that, the weather people. You got to get used to it. But yeah, right there, I got my little Colombia. I need to get an original, like an original Colombia license plate. But I got my little license plate down there. Because, yeah, it's definitely a place worth going to. At least once. Just try it out. See if you like it. There's a lot out there that they have to offer. Okay. Anything else, guys? Any other questions? Any other things going on? While you guys are sitting here, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And we will be on here. And I want to do more. Like, I'm only doing it on Sundays, and I'm doing it on Saturdays too. But I want to start doing more live streams. Because I just think that if we can get a real good community going, I think it would really be good for all of us. And I talk about this, I've talked about it before, but there's a WhatsApp group that I'm involved in right now, and it's from This Is Ace Live, so he was on here earlier, and he just started this WhatsApp group, and I honestly never used WhatsApp before. The only time I would ever use it is when I was doing my Amazon stuff. I would correspond with people in China and have them ship stuff to me. So I would use WhatsApp for that. But other than that, I wasn't using WhatsApp. But he started this WhatsApp group. It's a travel group, and we just kind of get on there and we just talk about different things. And I like that so much. I wish that we had something like that on YouTube, like a live stream where we can just talk back and forth and we can help each other out when it comes to different travel stuff. And then not only help each other out, but when we have people in different countries, they can give us their experience. Hey, I'm here, I'm there. We can do the Skype calls and all that good stuff. Or like I'm talking to someone, they're in Colombia right now, and they're explaining, hey, I went here, I like this, I went there, I stayed here. Oh, if you guys are thinking about an Airbnb, here's an Airbnb I'm staying in right now, and they're showing you the video of that. And I just think it really can be beneficial for all of us as a community. I'm really wanting to get like more and more people involved. So I do want to do more and more live streams, but I need your help. I need you guys to subscribe, and I need you guys to hit the like button, just so more people can see this and say, oh yeah, you know what? I see his vision. I get this. This could really work. So that's what I want to do with this. Okay, and Maine says, cheers for a great community. Yes, I agree, definitely. I think it would be an amazing thing. So we're not just on here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love talking about travel credit cards. I love talking about my experience on how I use the cards and how I go from place to place. I love hearing about people, their experience using points, and I love getting information, like knowledge from other people that use different cards and all that. But I also want to talk about the destinations, getting there, and what you do when you're there, because I think that's important too, because it helps so much. Because just being in this WhatsApp group that I'm in now, I've avoided some mistakes, because they get on there and we talk about different things. You talk about, oh yeah, you know, you might not want to go to this hotel because of this. You might not want to go here because of that. And so we can help each other out in that sense. Okay. All right. So I've talked a lot and I'm going to go now. I appreciate everybody jumping in. If you guys have any questions right now, you can go ahead and post it in the chat, and we'll discuss it. And I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. But yeah, every Sunday, jump on here, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I'll always have a different topic that I want to kind of talk about. And so we'll lead with that topic. We'll talk about it a little bit, and then if you guys have questions or comments, you guys can put it in the chat, and then we'll talk about that. And then from there, then it's just kind of open Q&A. If you guys have any questions about different things, we can talk about that as well. At one point I started putting more video in here, and I'm going to try to go back to that. And when I say put more video, like I shoot a lot of video. So when I go, like this last trip to Colombia, I was out with my camera, just walking the streets with this little thing, with this little Osmo Pocket. I was walking the streets, and I got some pretty good footage. And I do that because a lot of the videos that I put out, I need to have a lot of B-roll and just footage of different things. So I want to put more video in the live streams just to kind of show you different things. So I'm going to attempt to do that again. Now, I did it before, and for whatever reason, I was having some issues where it would be laggy, and then it would knock me off sync. I don't know what was going on with that, and so it just bothered me so much that I stopped doing it. And like my voice, I would be talking, and you wouldn't hear it would be just all off sync, like the old karate movies where your voice was all off sync. So it would be like that. So I did a video last week. I showed some video last week, and it was okay. So I'm gonna try to do that again. Hopefully that works out, because yeah, I want to show you guys some of the different video that I shoot, and just kind of edit just a little bits and pieces, and then kind of show them to you guys, so you can see where I've traveled and all that as part of it, and then do the full on, because like I said, I used the video for my I used it as B-roll for the videos that I put out on YouTube, some of the other videos I put out. Okay. All right, so I think we've reached the end here. Doesn't look like anybody has anything else to say, so we'll go ahead and go. I appreciate everybody stopping by. We had a really good showing today. And we will be back on tomorrow, Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you do have questions that weren't answered, just put it in the comment section, and I will check the comment section. So I'll answer the question if I know the answer. If I don't, then hopefully we can talk about it in the next live stream. Also, this thing behind me, this is all a work in progress. So if you see things, you say, hey, yeah, you know what? Maybe you should try this. It would look better. Maybe try that. It look better. I had someone come on or put a comment in the comment section yesterday saying that, hey, I think the lighting is just a little too hot on your face. And yeah, he was right. And I lowered it a little bit, but it still looks a little hot. I don't know. I'm going to leave it the way it is for now. But just different things like that. And he said, hey, maybe you should move the subscribe sign over just a little bit so you can see the full thing. It's still not over enough. But you guys get the point. It says subscribe, you get it. Even if I was blocking, like, where would it be? Blocking over. Yeah. Even if I was blocking more of it, you would still be able to probably figure out it says subscribe. So, yeah, it's a work in progress. Let me know what you think. Give me feedback. It's not going to hurt my feelings or anything like that. And I think that's all. I think that's all for now. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.